Julia Child's been kind of stirring things up just a little bit, and the culinary culprit happens to be, quote, the trendy modification of classic recipes. Now, Julia, can we start with salad niçoise?
Yes, I did salad niçoise at the Aspen Wine and Food Conference right here. Because I think it's such a delicious salad, and they're bastardizing it, which I don't like. And it was actually, I used the Escoffier version, and he was born right near Nice, so it is a niçoise version. So I don't like things like, you know, tuna carpaccio in it. I want canned tuna packed in oil.
Now,
things like that.
Because that is the classic Escoffier recipe. What would you say to the person who's watching who says, but, you know, I think that grilled tuna actually improves it, that helps advance the dish. It's the same dish, but...
And call it by another name, but don't bastardize a great classic recipe with a lot of frittering things like a tuna carpaccio.
So rename it, you would say?
Rename it.
All right.
You could say reminiscent of, but I think it's not right, because you lead people off and you're expecting a nice canned tuna and you get this grilled
tuna.
Well, it doesn't belong.
Well, I can only imagine what you must think of what's happening to Caesar salad these days.
Terrible.
I know a restaurant in Litchfield, Massachusetts that only serves pizza and 8 different kinds of Caesar salad, including Caesar salad with buffalo wings on it. And it's a reasonably good restaurant.
Well, I think a lot of people are doing it. They're trying to heap glory upon themselves by using a great classical name. But the real Caesar salad, because we did one on public television, and I talked to Caesar's daughter. She was still alive. And actually, when I was about 8 or 9 years old, I went with my father and mother down to Tijuana, and we had the real Caesar make the salad. And my father and mother, whom I always felt were so terribly old, I suppose were about 30.
People can identify
They were so
with that.
excited, because in those days, there wasn't any salad in New York, really. It hadn't, because you didn't have the trains that could take you to other places. And they were so excited. But I remember this great big fellow. He had this big wooden bowl, and he was turning these leaves. They looked like waves breaking. And then breaking an egg into it and turning it, and then another turning it. It was a sensation.
I always love watching the garlic being rubbed into the wooden bowl. Now, when I first started really looking at restaurants and covering restaurants in the 70s, when I ordered a Caesar salad, it would generally be made at the table.
Which I love having.
I don't think I've had a Caesar salad made at the table in 5-6 years.
Now, where was I? Was it in Denver, or was I've been sort of traveling around. Maybe it was Milwaukee. There was a lovely little Japanese Metro hotel, and she made it in front of us, and it was a real Caesar salad.
There's a wonderful ceremony about that. So, but let's get back to the concept of classics evolve. Can a classic evolve, or is a classic really set in stone?
Well, I think it can, but I think you have to be very careful that you're not really misleading people, because in the classical cuisine, the name meant that it was done in a certain way. But maybe people don't care about that. I do, because I love French cooking and classical cooking.
All right, one last thing in 10 seconds. Are there any Julia Child dishes that you would consider classics?
No, that would be nice if they were, but...
Well, I consider a few classics.
Well, that's good.
Julia, it's a pleasure dishing with you.
Well, I've loved being with you, Bill.
Thank you.
Good.